So you can see here we got the drive shaft part number. It's 682615828AB. Alright, and just kind of show you how I mark the shaft. You may actually want to center punch it because this paint will chip off. This is a paint marker. But you're going to want to mark the shafts, both sections, so you get them lined back up. Try to retain the balance the best you can. Just a longer overview. The end of the CV, I mark it where I'm taking it apart, and I mark it down here. The bolt holes are not aligned when the shaft is together. One bolt hole will be straight up, and at the other end it'll be right in the middle of two bolt holes, just to give you an idea. Give me a little, there you go. So right in the middle, and the other end. So if by chance you lose or forget to mark it, it's a little help. So basically I put the, I got a vise with a pipe jaws in it. If you try to do it on the table, it'll kind of roll around on you. I'd put one section in the vise lightly. You don't need to chew it up. You'll take like a punch or a chisel, and you need to peel this can up just a little bit to get it off of here. Push it back a little. Just a better. So it's just peeled over just a little bit. Here you can see I started taking a screwdriver. It just turned out to be a little easier. Don't try not to deform it too much. Probably going to put some RTV in here. And as far as crimping this back together, you can take a hammer and kind of tap it down, roll it over the edge. But I'd definitely put RTV on the inside. And if you don't care what it looks like, put some on the outside too. Alright. So peeled it up just enough, tapped it away. Went ahead and loosened these clamps while it was together, because you're driving a screwdriver underneath it to pop it up. If you buy the new carrier bearing kit, some come with a boot, some don't. I actually cut this one out of the way to try to disassemble the shaft according to another generic CV that I've seen take apart, and it wasn't necessary. Not going to rebuild this shaft, it's just for tear down, so ain't worried about it. But some of the other pictures or videos you might see, they tell you to drive this inner race off this shaft. It's pretty hard to do. This metal can's kind of in the way, you'll end up damaging it. And here's a quick picture of a carrier bearing kit that comes with a new boot. Clamps as well. It's kind of the roll clamps. Not your typical style where you use hog ring pliers to close it up. This actually uses a special tool. You can always zip tie it or use some needle nose pliers, try to get this tight. Alright, we're going to go ahead and pause her now, and I'll kick on some videos and be right back. So give away a little secret here. Got the two shafts together. Okay, everything's together. To get these two apart, there's a snap ring in this outer race. Pop that out, the whole thing will fall apart. Next problem is getting that inner race off of here. There's a snap ring in here, so you got to push that race off. This one here destroyed the snap ring, made a little mar on here. Little tip here, when you're reassembling it, narrow window, wide window. You see those are kind of the same, but narrow and wide. If you try to put this there, if you try to put this one the thing will be locked up. You won't be able to turn it. It won't swivel. So make sure narrows with wide. Narrows with wide. Let's talk about this inner race a little more here. So as you can see, it's tapered on this side. A groove on that end. It's tapered, that way you put a snap ring on here. Taper helps the snap ring drop into the groove. Once it gets pushed on far enough, that snap ring will expand into that groove and keep this from sliding. I tried driving it back to get that exposed. Ain't happening. So the best thing to do, get it to this point, put this in a press with a bearing separator on the back side, press on the front, and drive this off. It'll do some little damage to the groove and the snap ring will be destroyed, but at least you got her off. Then you can proceed to press the carrier bearing off. Reassembly. You know, it's always a good idea to mark everything too. Try to retain your balance. So as you can see, I marked that end and the other end of the CV. I'm not even going to bother with this shaft. It was just a spare.